What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's dive into NXT Deadline from December the 7th, 2024, the final premium live event for NXT. A very good show, live from Minneapolis, Minnesota, from the Armory. So, from the looks of it, it looks like they were probably able to get 2,000 people in from what it looked like. It looked like the venue was sold out. So, kudos for NXT being able to do that. This was a really good show. This was a very, very good show. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Deadline. Deadline was great. Hopefully, maybe something like this can happen on the main roster. Maybe. But I'm loving this as an NXT staple. Like, this is great. Like, I love this. So, we kicked the show off with the first match of the night, the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. So, Ava did say that she had a replacement for Eddie Thorpe, who was taken out, so he was not medically cleared. So, Wesley, Jevon Evans, Nathan Frazier, and Ethan Page, and the returning Oba Femi. So, Oba Femi came out last. He got 3 wins. So, he wins. He did a double choke slam to, I believe it was maybe Axum and Wesley, and that's how he got his 3 points. He ended up getting his first point when he took out Jevon Evans with a nasty uppercut. Jevon Evans, he got wins. Basically, everybody in the match was able to get wins. Most of this match was like a spot fest match. Ethan Page, he was able to get 2 wins. He ended up being able to sneak in 2 wins. But Oba Femi came in, he dominated, and he won. Like, he laid waste to everyone. Jevon Evans jumping around like crazy. He did a bunch of crazy spots and everything else. That was cool. He jumped off of the pod, took everybody out. That was cool. I enjoyed that. They really are pushing Jevon Evans, so I do like what they're doing with him. So, Oba Femi got the win at the last, I think, 5 seconds of the match. No, the last 10 seconds of the match. And then Jevon, he hit the cutter, and he wasn't able to pin Oba because the time had expired. So, that makes perfect sense. Oba Femi winning, right call. So, they're going to do Oba Femi versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship at New Year's Evil. Now, I think what they'll do there is they'll probably have Trick retain, probably via a roll-up, and then they'll probably run that back at NXT Stand and Deliver. That's what they'll probably end up doing. That makes perfect sense, and that's where we have Oba Femi being the one who dethrones Trick Williams. I think that's what they're going to end up doing. Again, Deadline, my bad, not Deadline, but New Year's Evil is just a TV special for NXT that they do every year. So I don't expect for, Oba to win there. I do expect for him to win at Stand and Deliver. So this is great. I'm glad that Oba Femi is back. I figured he would show up anyway. I figured he would show up. It seems like Ethan Page is ready for the main roster. But this match was fun, and I enjoyed it. It was a really fun 25 minutes, a bunch of crazy spots, and really good stuff. And also, Ethan Page got his ass kicked when him and Oba Femi were locked in the pod together. So that was cool there. Moving on. So Lexis King, he was out in the freezing cold. He said that Minneapolis was a place that had a place in his heart, but one that brought unpleasant memories. It was where he was left on the side of the road as a kid. As Lexis King said, it was worth it to be out in the cold because nothing's better than the warm air of satisfaction. So I like this. It seems like they're still going to keep him on the path of being a good baby face. So I guess we're going to get more of his backstory. I'm guessing, I think he needs another personal feud. I don't know. I don't know. But I like what they're doing with Lexis King here. I do like it. But what's the end goal? You know, is he going to go after a championship? Like, is he going to go after the North American Championship again? He's got to do something. Moving on. Lola Vice versus Jaida Parker. NXT Underground match. This match was fun, too. This was a very good match. So Lola Vice, she immediately dominated the first, 5 minutes of the match. There was a spot in the match where Lola got a little overzealous, and she hit her wrist on the steel post. And so Jaida Parker, she worked on that a good bit. There's also another spot in the match where Jaida brought in Lola Vice's black belt. She tied it around the apron and beat her up that way. You know, she threw her arm in the around the ring apron a couple times and everything else. She stumped on her arms. She also did a hypnotic on the outside. That was cool. So Lola Vice ended up winning via submission. So Jaida Parker brought in the brick. Lola ducked it. She hit her with the back fist and a kick. And she put Jaida to sleep with the Anaconda submission. So that was great. I love that. Excellent stuff. Glad that Lola Vice got the win here. She definitely needed it for the most part. But my question is, where the hell do you go with Jaida Parker? What's next for her? You know, what's her next destination? Where is she going after this? So clearly the feud is over with the two of them. Does she maybe do another personal feud? I don't know. We have to wait and see. But Jaida Parker is too damn fun to not really be doing anything. I don't know. She could go after the NXT Women's North American Championship. She could go after that, but that's around the waist of Fallon Henley, and she's a heel. So I don't know. I'm guessing they could think of another personal feud for Jaida Parker going forward. But I don't know who you could feud with her that's a babyface, and that would be believable. Because Jaida Parker, she's good as hell. I love Jaida Parker. Jaida Parker and Lola Vice, they're both future NXT women's champions. So, I don't know. But Jaida has to do something, though, after this. Now that her feud's over with Lola Vice, what do you do with Jaida? But also, too, what do you do with Lola Vice going forward? Do you call her up? But I don't think she's ready to be called up either. I really don't, because I don't want Lola Vice to be wasted on the main roster. I don't. That would not be good business for Lola Vice. So, I don't know what you do with Lola Vice going forward. I don't. Maybe, actually, no, you know what? I take that back. Actually, I do. I think the plan of Lola Vice is she might be the one who dethrones Fallon Henley for the NXT Women's North American Championship. I think that's her next destination. That's what it seems like. That's what it should be, if we're being honest. Because Lola, she's had so many stop and start pushes, and now she's finally gain some momentum back, I would, have her go after Fallon Henley. But we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. Moving on. So, Fraxium is backstage. And basically, Axiom promised to do most of the heavy lifting because Nathan Frazier has taped up ribs. And that's it. So that's cool, I guess. Next, Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom, they defeat the No Quarter Catch crew, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. This match was fun, but for the most part, I was like, damn, what the fuck? It made no sense to have Nathan Frazier and Axiom kick out of literally every damn thing. It's like you could literally drop both of them from the Empire State Building and both of them would still kick out at 2. I don't like that. I don't know why they went with Axiom and Nathan Frazier retaining. It doesn't make sense. They've been champions for basically 6 months. Actually, I think Vic Joseph said they have been champions for 200 days, so 6.5 months. I don't know. I don't know why No Quarter Catch crew didn't win here. They should have clearly won. Even if they had the cheat to win, they should have clearly been the decisive winners in this thing. I don't get it. I don't get the infatuation of still trying to push Fraxium as a tag team. It's like, break them up and move those guys along, please. Let them find something else to do. You could easily put Fraxium in the mid card, obviously, but just keep them separate. Now, Nathan Frazier's been there a while. I think he's been there since, I want to say, either between 2020 and 2021. So he's been there basically 3 years. You could literally call up Nathan Frazier if you wanted to. You could call him up and just keep Axiom in the mid card. I don't know why they won't go with that. But the match was fine. It was just too spot fest for me, and I just didn't like the fact that Nathan Frazier and Axiom kept on kicking out of every damn thing No Quarter Catch crew threw at those guys. Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't. And No Quarter should have won here. You would have had, I guess, tweener tag team champions, but I don't know. I mean, and I don't know who's going to be the one to dethrone Fraxium, unless it's going to be the family. So, like, Stax and Lucha Cristofano, those are the only guys I see dethroning Fraxium, or maybe Out the Mud, but those guys are jobbers, basically. Moving on. So, Jevon Evans, he had a backstage interview with Sarah Schreiber about coming up short in the Iron Survivor. So Wesley, he basically admonished him not to for not being upset and pissed off, and then so Wesley sucker punched Jevon Evans, and so they will be facing each other one-on-one on this upcoming Tuesday on NXT. So that should be fun. Moving on, Trick Williams defeated Ridge Holland. This match was weak as shit. This was a very weak match. If it was not for the Survivor matches, the Iron Survivor matches, I would have put this match on first. I don't know what happened here, but this match was very clunky. I just didn't like it. I was kind of not really all that enthused about it. There was one part in the match where Trick got caught up in the ropes, his neck, but he was able to get out of that, and he sold it pretty well. Ridge ended up doing the Redeemer. Well, he ended up attempting to do the Redeemer through the announce table, but it didn't happen. Trick was able to make his comeback there, and then he ended up winning via the trick kick into the trick shot for the the trick knee for the 1, 2, 3, and so Trick wins. This is fine, but I still thought they were going to at least have Ridge go over. I think Ridge played the overzealous heel too much in this match. And I would assume that Ridge is probably going to get called up for sure. He's ready to basically go back. What else is he going to do? You're not going to put him in the mid-card and have him go after the North American Championship. Why would you have him do that? That would be dumb. So it would make the most sense for him to go back to the main roster. I think he's more than ready. And this is fine. But, Trick Williams winning was the right decision. But this match, to me, it seemed like it never got off the ground. It seemed just like Ridge didn't know what to really do. He was just doing a bunch of power moves and stuff and everything else. And I don't know. It is what it is. Moving on. So Ethan Page, he was backstage. He was interviewed about his loss earlier on tonight. He complained that it took 18 years for him to reach the mountaintop and that he doesn't know what to do next after having failed again. So Ethan Page, it seems to me that he's going to the main roster for sure. It makes the most sense. Like, why wouldn't he go back to the main roster? Why wouldn't he go to the main roster? They're not going to move him down the card and put him and to have him go after the North American Championship. That would be dumb. So just send him on to the main roster. I think he would be fine on SmackDown. I think that would make the most sense for him. But we'll have to wait and see. But it definitely seems like that Ethan Page and Ridge Holland are going to get the main roster call up. They're going to definitely go to the main roster. Moving on. So, Ava is backstage. She announced that Jevon, Evans, and Wesley, they're going to go one-on-one. And that New Year's Evil in a couple of weeks will be live in L.A. So, Tiffany Stratton, she shows up. She gets a really good reaction. She paid a visit to Ava's office and hinted that she might cash in her Money in the Bank contract when Roxanne Perez defends her title at New Year's Evil against the Iron Survivor the women's Iron Survivor winner. So that was cool there. Really good stuff there. I enjoyed that. And you know what? I hope it happens. Main event of the evening, women's Iron Survivor, Giulia, Ren Sinclair, Stephanie Vacker, Zarya / Delta, and Sol Ruka. This match was so damn fun. This was great. Ren Sinclair was basically the punching bag in this whole damn thing. So all the women were able to get one win apiece. They were all tied for the last, I think, 2 minutes of the match. And so everybody started doing their finishers and everything. Giulia got the win by doing her knee strike to, I think it was Zarya. That's how she won. Sol Ruka was amazing in this match. She did a bunch of soul snatchers in this match. So Ren, she came out from the pod and she immediately ate a nasty soul snatcher, and that's how Sol Ruka got on the board that way. That was great. So I love that. And so the finish came, like I said, when Ren, she was in the penalty box anyway, so she was out of commission. And then this allowed for Giulia to hit the knee on Zarya, and that's how she got 2 points on the board. And then her and Stephanie Vacker, they traded pins back and forth, and Giulia wins the Women's Iron Survivor. This was great. This was great. I kind of figured in the back of my mind that they were going to either go with Giulia or Stephanie Baker, but they're going to go with Giulia again. Do I think that Giulia will defeat Roxanne Perez? No, I don't. I think Roxanne Perez will probably end up retaining her championship. I don't see her or Trick losing their titles until Stand and Deliver. I think that would make the most sense. It will make the most sense. But this match kicked ass. This was really good shit. I enjoyed it. It was fun, fast-paced, hard-hitting. All 5 women worked well together. And this makes me wonder what's next for Stephanie Baker. What's next for Sol Ruka. But I think Sol Ruka's probably going to be feuding with, I want to say, Jaida Parker maybe. I don't know. I could see Stephanie Baker and Zarya doing a program together. I think that would be pretty cool. And then Ren Sinclair's probably going to still do stuff with No Quarter Catch Crew. So NXT overall was good. Deadline was great. There were no surprises, so we didn't see Pentagon Jr., but he'll probably show up at New Year's Evil probably, or at Stand and Deliver. So maybe it'll happen there at one of those 2 events. Overall, the show was good. It was a good 2.5 hours. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The only down match that I did not like, but it could have been better, was Trick Williams and Ridge Holland. And I'm kind of down that No Quarter Catch Crew didn't win the NXT Tag Team Championships when they clearly should have. Like, literally, Fraxium kicked out of every damn thing. I hate that shit. I hate it. But all in all, NXT Deadline was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the event. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.